last hospital to my mum in Rome. A hop on, hop off tour. And there's loads and loads of big ones. Let me just show you. Oh, I've got the leaflet here. Let me show you the leaflet. So it's that one there. Hop on, hop off. I'm going to ask my assistant to open the map for me. And there are 8 places. And you basically get on anywhere you like and get off anywhere you like. And it's one of the Cunard excursions. So what we're doing, we just got off, we were dropped off at number 7. We then took the bus to number 1 because there's a distinct lack of toilets in Rome. So these green bits here are the toilet stops. We went to the Louvre. We're now going down this way and we're going to go around the Colosseum. We're going to get off at stop 3. And I've got tickets to go inside and stand on the arena floor of the Colosseum. I couldn't get them for the different terraces, unfortunately. So that's what we're going to be doing and working our way around. And as ever, the traffic's very busy in Rome today. It's still very hot, it's 28 degrees. And there's a lot of people here, so we are going to get off. The other thing is that at the Colosseum, you do need to pre-book your tickets. Otherwise you'll stand in the queue for a very, very long time. I'm just going to film a couple of things going on outside. Turn that round. I have a lovely man down there selling water. No, he doesn't want to be filmed. He doesn't want to be filmed. He's just shaking his head at me. He's not very happy. Probably not supposed to be selling water. Maybe, I don't know. He wasn't happy. I got a distinct no, no, no. Anyway, we're off to the Colosseum and we'll show you a bit as we go round. So here we are now at the Colosseum. We use the hop on hop off bus to get here and it is a magnificent building. It really is. It's awe inspiring. Big piece of advice, you must book tickets before you go, and we've got an allotted time slot of 20 minutes to go into the arena, which is the bit where all the activities like gladiatorial contests and all the animal fights and all the sort of bloodthirsty sports that the Romans really liked. We've got a ticket to go and just see the arena. We couldn't actually book tickets for the levels or the underground bit because they'd already sold out. So you really do have to be ahead of the game, even in September, which is shoulder season. It's not even peak season. And you also have to be careful that you book the right website. And I'm just going to show you. This is the Park Archeologico del Coloseo. That's what you need to look for online. And a ticket to go in and see the bottom of the Colosseum, the arena, and all the associated areas around is €18. It's actually quite good value when you think about where we are. But if you want a more expensive ticket to go up and see some of the different levels, climb stairs, that kind of thing, you will need to book well in advance, and by that I'm talking probably at least a couple of weeks. So just to be warned, if you just turn up here on the day and think, oh, I fancy going and seeing the Colosseum, it's very unlikely that you'll be able to do that without standing in a very long line for a very long time. So it's well worth having the tickets in advance. So we're going to go in a few minutes and we'll do a little bit of filming in there. So we're on the arena floor now of the Colosseum. There's a lot of people here today, but it still soaks up a huge number of visitors, and it used to soak up a huge number of Romans who used to come here and watch all sorts of fairly gruesome but spectacular events. And as I said to you just outside, there are different ticket prices for different experiences. Start down the bottom here. So this is the underground part. So this would have been covered by an enormous stage. And this is where the gladiators used to wait to come up on stage and do their stuff. It's where all the animals were kept as well, that used to be used in not just gladiatorial combat, but some pretty grisly fighting contests as well. It's a huge labyrinth of chambers and tunnels and arches. And then moving upwards, we've got the actual floor itself where the events took place. And then you've got all the different tiers of seating. So it really is just a giant sports stadium, Roman style, but it really is very, very impressive when you're here. So we are leaving Civitavecchia, I think that's how you say it, which is the main port for Rome. And we've got the pilot alongside us now. I think it's amazing the way these ships get escorted out by a tiny little boat. But it looks like, I'm guessing, he's done his job, and what he'll do in a minute is it's always good to see the pilot clambering on board. He'll clamber on board because he's now done his job of navigating us out of the port. And the logistics of these big ships are amazing. There's 6 massive ships in Civitavecchia today, and they just managed, I'm going to use the word parking because it's mooring, but it's just the way they park up, and there's plenty of space. This is a proper working port, this one, so it's not pretty. You know, when we got up this morning and we opened the curtains, instead of seeing a nice sort of beautiful, like yesterday we were in Naples and it was beautiful, we looked up and there was all this lovely architecture and you could see out to sea and everything, and it was lovely. You look out at Civitavecchia and there was this huge car park and loads of containers, and it was all very busy. It's a bit like it is when you go from Southampton and somewhere like, well, Cherbourg's like that, Zeebrugge's like that. The northern European ports are all like that. And there's a couple of people down there on their balcony. We've had a huge turnover of guests today, so we're just starting the second week of our voyage, and we are a select bunch of just under 800 people who are still on the ship for the next week, which is really lovely. We've never been in that situation before. We've always been getting off, but 1,200 people got off this morning, and it was quite interesting. There was this mad rush of people just tearing off because they had to go and meet flights and be off at a certain time. It's one thing about cruising, that you've got to be, the night before you go, you've basically got to pack your bags, put them outside your stateroom and be a bit ahead of the game, and then you're up and out and you're off the ship before you know it. There's no messing about. They've got to turn the ship around and get it ready for the next lot coming on, so they really don't want you hanging around. And Civitavecchia is always an interesting one, because back in 2016 we finished a week's voyage in the Mediterranean. We finished up at Civitavecchia, and we both of us just had no idea about when we were supposed to be getting off the ship, so we were sat on our balcony nonchalantly drinking coffee at 8:30 in the morning, and the door was knocked on, and the steward, "You need to get out of your cabin now." He was not very happy with us, and we had to rush around getting everything ready. We just weren't quite sure what was going on, but this time we will be ready when we get off at Trieste. But there is that mad rush with people getting off in the morning, so it was quite unusual for us to not be one of those people. What we did do, obviously, was we went into Rome for the day, and we've got a separate video all about our day in Rome and what that was like. So yes, it's been a big day, very busy day today, lots going on. We've enjoyed seeing Rome, and we're now enjoying sailing out of Civitavecchia, and we are heading back down through the Messina Straits again tomorrow morning, and we should see Stromboli in the daylight as well, so we'll be able to film that. That'll be really, really good. And then we've got a sea day tomorrow, which will be lovely. I think we both earned that, having spent all day pacing around in Rome, and it's been hot and busy. And oh, there goes the funnel. There he goes. Oh, 4 tonight. We're privileged to have 4 funnels tonight. How's your head?
Much better.
Good.
It wasn't what it was until the
Yeah, I know. You wouldn't want to be up there, would you? So we're heading out now, and we are heading towards the Greek islands is our next stop. Cephalonia the day after tomorrow, and we'll be putting the clocks forward an hour. And it's going to be very hot down there, very warm, very sunny, very Greek and beautiful. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to a sea day tomorrow. And we haven't eaten anything properly since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's now about 7:30, I think, isn't it? So nearly 12 hours. So we have earned our dinner. So we are going up to our restaurant to have our dinner. The old pilot's still there. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. He's done his bit. And if you enjoy watching our videos, I really hope you do, please subscribe to Pink Octopus Productions. That sounded a bit desperate, didn't it? I don't want it to sound as we make these videos for fun. We make these videos so that we can remind ourselves what wonderful holidays we've had. But we also want to share some of our tips and experiences with you, because we know that some people aren't sure what cruise to go on. They're not sure which boat to try. And so hopefully we're giving you some flavours of Cunard cruises and what they're like. And we hope you'll find our input helpful. Thank you for watching Pink Octopus Productions, and you can see it's a very relaxing experience being on Queen Victoria.